This part isn't going to be in the video. You'll have to edit it.
What is up, you sexy beasts? Got a Nike voucher for my birthday a few months ago, so we are gonna go spend it. Now I've got too many Metcons. I've probably got 4 pairs of Metcons, so I'm thinking something a bit more lifestyle-y. I do have the Nike Blazers, which I just absolutely love and I wear it everywhere, but I need a different pair of lifestyle shoes, so maybe some white Air Force Ones. We'll see. But you ready for a shopping spree? What else are we getting?
New darts for the dartboard.
New darts for the dartboard. What else? Something for you, maybe. What about mummy?
A hat.
Yeah, mummy needs a new hat. So yeah, let's do it.
It's not what the box weighs me about.
Right there.
Oh, I did not see that. Please go to the cinemas. Please.
I've got those.
You've also got those.
Yeah.
And you've got those.
Yeah.
And
Got those.
what did I just say?
What else have I got? Got some of these. I've got black ones of these.
Really?
Yeah. Now I've got these. Different
I've
colourway.
never seen those.
These are pretty sick.
Look at this colour. Can you get a place?
No thanks.
Red.
I might try some Air Jordans. Do you like those?
No. I'm pretty sure those are Space Jam shoes.
Some Space Jam ones.
Yeah. They're gigantic.
No, it's not my size. Try these bad boys on. Do you like them? Jordans?
Yeah, I think we should redo this. I'm getting my fingers all over. Action.
Action.
I might have cut your head out of a few bits.
Just a classic trip to the mall. Went to buy shoes. Came back with darts, 3 chocolates, peanut butter and jelly. Looking forward to that. Got a wine and a new beanbag for the dog because his beanbag stinks. Oh yeah, I ended up getting the Hirachis. Look at those. Yay, nay. And then the last thing I bought is a book that I read every year, and that is The Barefoot Investor. If you're in Australia, actually if you're anywhere in the world, you can probably apply these principles. Yes, Chippy. Best finance book I've read. Highly recommend.
Sorry. Sorry. Finally.
Oh, Chippy, that stinks. It's time for a new beanbag, buddy. A new beanbag for you. Oh, careful. Don't rip it. Oh, sheesh. Get out. Hey?
You do it outside, don't you? The balls will go everywhere.
If anyone knows the easier way to do this, drop it in the comments, please. Here you go. There you go, boy. Is that comfy? Is that comfy? Okay, it's time to train. That's better. Okay, time for some overhead squats.
Is the camera going?
Yes.
Now, are you sure you're not gonna drop it, crack your head open and die?
I'm sure.
Okay.
Told you it was fine. That was the best set. I tell you what, the overhead squat has to be one of the, if not the, most demanding single exercise in the world, I'm gonna say. You know, everything's working. Your wrists are working overtime, your elbows are working overtime, your shoulders are working overtime, your midline is working overtime, you're trying to squat. It's just awful. And that's all I had time for today. Some overhead squatties, and it went all right. Didn't feel the greatest. Guys, the merch. Thank you so much to everyone who ordered some t-shirts, some knickknacks. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest, and I would say that you guys blew my expectation, for sure. I'm so grateful, and we've already shipped off the order to the printers, and they've assured me that next Friday they will have it back to us so that we can ship it off to you the following Monday. So just sit tight, it'll be there very soon. And throughout promoting the merch, I had a bunch of questions around what does raw love even mean? You know, what does sexy beast even mean? And I have made videos, I have mentioned it in videos in the past, but I thought today, again, I'll just take a little bit of time at the start of this video to talk through what raw love and sexy beast actually means and what it means to me. So if you're not interested in any of that stuff, you can just go to this little timestamp here for today's discussion. But if you are interested, basically to be a sexy beast is to accept yourself the way you are, with all your quirks, all your imperfections, and just to be your best self so that you can be your best self for others. So it's not about just being your best self for selfish reasons, it's so that you can serve those around you. I honestly believe that our ability to serve others and love others is limited by how much we accept and love ourselves. If we are insecure about who we are and we don't accept ourselves, we don't love ourselves, it's very hard to then love others. So that's what it means to be a sexy beast. And it all comes from me as a young fella back at school being super insecure and very shy and just insecure about my abilities, the way I looked. And it wasn't until one day one of my seniors said to me, "Mate, you're a sexy beast." And for some reason that just stuck to me and I just believed it. Like from that day I was like, you know what? I am a sexy beast, and I just accepted myself, and it just kind of freed me up to be better for everyone around me. So that's what it means to be a sexy beast. And then raw love is really just, I want my life to speak love, to raw love loudly, because I really believe that love is the answer in today's world. There's so much separation and division and hate, and I just believe that even if we have differences, even if we disagree on stuff, that doesn't mean that we can't love each other and accept each other. I feel like the world we live in today, it's so much about choosing sides or being on a certain team. And if someone disagrees with the way you think, there's no way you can love them. In fact, you should be speaking out against them and hating them, if anything. So I think that's rubbish. I think that's a sure way to send the world into destruction. So I want to be a sexy beast, someone who is confident in who he is and that can just pour out love, raw love, onto the people around them and be part of the solution in this world. So if you're new to the channel or you never quite understood what the sexy beast raw love thing was about, that is my invitation to you to join the sexy beast tribe and to help us raw love wherever we go. A couple of other things before we talk about Dave Castro's mistakes is Arm & Hammer. He is a creator who creates content on YouTube in the CrossFit space, or has been, and he's a new dad, a new father. And so he has started a new YouTube channel called Father More. And his very first guest was another new dad and a champion in our sport, Mr. Patrick Vellner. So I highly recommend you go and watch it. Go and subscribe to Father More, especially if you are a dad, perhaps you're a future dad. I think it's going to be a cool channel and there'll be some great discussions. It's kind of podcast vibes. I also saw a new online competition that was launched called the Zalos Games, and it is programmed by none other than Rich Froning at Mayhem Athlete, and also Justin Kotler, who's the owner of Underground Athletics, who I believe programs and coaches Bethany Shadbourne, Daniel Brandon, and Carrie Pierce. And it sounds like their two main goals is to pump more money into the sport of fitness and also to provide more entertainment for the community, the fans. They've already released the 3 workouts, and they actually have a live throwdown, it seems like, on YouTube between those 3 ladies I just mentioned, Bethany Shadbourne, Carrie Pierce, and Daniel Brandon. So there's going to be a live feed on YouTube with those 3 ladies throwing down workout number 1, I believe. And then they also have Bailey Ryle doing a live workout on the 8th of October. So lots of big names involved. I saw Calm Porter promoting it, some great sponsors, and I believe up to $70,000 in prize money. So anything that adds to the potential for athletes to make money and that provides entertainment for us, the community, I'm more than happy to promote as well. So I thought I'll just mention that. Okay, let's talk about Mr. Dave Castro and his mistakes at the 2021 CrossFit Games. If you haven't seen the CrossFit Games, they have actually started their own podcast. It is hosted by Chase Ingram, who is a broadcaster for the CrossFit Games. Really good dude. I really enjoy his commentating. And then so far there's been 3 episodes. Dave has been on every one of those episodes, although he did say that he might not always be there. So at the moment it is Chase, Dave, and then they bring in one athlete. So they've had Daniel Brandon on the first couple and then Noah Olson on the third. And what they've done on the first 3 episodes is they've basically gone day by day and they've broken down the programming, which has been super, super interesting. Highly recommend you go and watch it. And in these discussions, there has been 2 workouts that have come up that Dave said did not go to plan. It did not go the way that he saw it go in testing with the testing athletes and the demo team and other athletes. Now, the main workout that did not go to plan is event number 13, which was the GHG sit-ups, the cheese curd, burpees over the hay bales, and then the yoke carry. Apparently in testing, this workout took athletes 4 rounds. For the better or the faster athletes, they got through 3, but majority of the tests, it went to 4 rounds. And so that's what Dave wanted to see. His intention was for majority of the athletes to take 4 rounds. In fact, when you read the workout as prescribed, it's written down as 4 rounds. And then for the faster athletes to finish in 3. Now, there were a whole bunch of athletes that almost finished it in 1 round. I think majority of the field finished in 2 rounds. I actually remember watching this event standing next to Matt Fraser, and he was trying to get hold of Shane to let him know that, hey, Tia can do this in 1 round. After watching the men, Matt knew that Tia could do this in 1 round, and he knew that both Shane and Tia would be backstage somewhere warming up for the event, and they wouldn't have seen what happened with the men. So I don't think he got hold of Shane, but he was trying so desperately to let him know that, hey, Tia can finish this thing in 1 round. She almost did. She ended up finishing 2 rounds. But I find it super interesting because Dave says that this event was the one that they tested more than any other event. In fact, they actually tested this the night before with athletes that were cut from the game. So people that had actually gone through the weekend up until that point to then see how they would go with that event. And those athletes took, I believe, 3 or 4 rounds, which is expected after doing 2 full days of competition. But apparently all the other tests they did prior to the games with athletes that perhaps were a lot fresher than those that completed this in 2 rounds. None of them did it under 3 rounds. They all went 3 or 4 rounds. And I couldn't stop thinking about this, and I couldn't find a good reason why the top 20 athletes that did this workout officially in the CrossFit Games, why did they go so much faster than the athletes who did it the night before? They are games level athletes who just narrowly missed out on the top 20. They went so much faster than them, but they also went faster than people who were testing this before the games. They were perhaps going into this test fresh, not having the 2 days of intense competition behind them. Why did they finish it in half the rounds? And so I thought it'll be interesting to throw the question out to you guys. Are the top 20 athletes just so much fitter than the other half, the 21 to 40? Or is it just the adrenaline of the moment? Or, why did they finish it in half the rounds than anyone else that tested it? And why did Dave get it so wrong? I mean, I can't blame him. He tested this more than any other event, and yet those top 20 athletes just did something special on the day. Dave does mention that in the testing prior to the games, they didn't use the official cheese curd that they used at the games. They must have used like a sandbag or something, and apparently it didn't roll over the hay bale as easily as the cheese curd. But my prediction is that we will see this workout at the games again. I think Dave's pretty pissed off that he got that one wrong, and I reckon we'll see it again with either more burpees over the hay bale or a heavier yoke. My bet's going to be more burpees over the hay bale. That's what Dave said he would have done. Now in hindsight, he would have increased the amount of burpees over the hay bale. So anyway, that'll be interesting to see if that event makes it back to the games in a slightly different format. And then the other event is event number 6, which was the 5 rounds of 250 meter run and then the 1 clean where the weight increases, like the clean ladder. And the opposite is true of this one. The time cap was too tight on the men's side, so not enough men were finishing this workout, and so they actually added a whole minute for the ladies. But Dave said that in the testing, the athletes who tested this got through it comfortably and regularly. So with event 6, it's the complete opposite to what happened in event 13. It seems like the games athletes on game day performed worse than the people that tested this event. So I just find that super interesting that within the CrossFit Games, you can have one event where the testers do a lot better than the actual athletes, and then also have another event where the athletes do a lot better than the testers. It just makes no sense to me, but if you guys have any thoughts on that, event 6 and event 13 at the 2021 CrossFit Games, Dave's pretty open about his disappointment about how those two events played out. And look, there's so many moving parts. This is no criticism on Dave. He does an amazing job programming and running the games. Zero knocking on Dave, but it is a very interesting thing to think about and to discuss. So down in the comments below, get involved. Let me know, what do you think? Why did this happen? My tribe, I feel like that was a bit of a longer video. I do actually think I might start pushing my videos out to like 15 to 20 minutes rather than the 10-minute mark. How do you feel about that? Do you guys want some slightly longer discussions, longer videos? Because I think I might be ready to push it out a bit. So anyway, we won't be sitting here again because that was super uncomfortable sitting sideways like this. Hopefully I didn't look too uncomfortable. But guys, thanks for being here. If you're still here, you're an absolute sexy beast. Like, you are the sexiest of the sexy beasts, and I appreciate you and I love you. And that's it. Stay sexy, keep roaring love. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. I'm still here.